too much deeper in that. As long as we're still in Bad Batch land, let's grab this question from Sabersmith of what was your favorite Bad Batch episode since we talked about favorite Mando episodes. Yeah, I'll keep it up there. So I think for me, the Solitary Clone was the first one that just I enjoyed the setup episodes. They set up this great theme of what is treasure, what really has value, who does the Bad Batch want to be, really through Omega's eyes. Great. The Solitary Clone, this absolute picture of a mini version of the Clone Wars and Crosshair's desperate attempt to just keep it being, it's a mission. Other people tell me what to go and what to do. I don't need to think about it. I just do it. That's who I am. I get the mission done. And seeing Cody go, this is not the same war. This is not the same war. It's really powerful. And then the crossing. The crossing was powerful to me on multiple levels. It was a breakthrough episode for tech. I said this on our shows, but just that idea of sometimes you live in the storm and you can't just make things right. It's going to be hard going for a while, and you have to find a way to get through it together. That just hit me like a ton of bricks, and I think is a great metaphor for the time that the Bad Batch is living in. It goes to like what we're talking about with Saw. He's not just going to topple the Empire tomorrow. We're going to live through a storm for a while, and we need to live through it together. And how are we going to do that? And I felt like that was there in the crossing.
Yeah, the crossing is up there. I think I go to the Solitary Clone, but I gotta tell you, the Summit is up there as well, and all the stuff here at the end, Plan 99. But I'm also just still thinking about it. Right, it's still so fresh. Solitary Clone, because it was this change up to not the format and everything, just so what I personally thought how they might execute some of the ideas. Like, oh, all right, we knew Cody was coming back. I bet Cody at one point walks off, right, or goes another direction and takes up the fight. I could have thought, that was going to happen, but then see it happen in the way it does happen, and how it is attached to Crosshair, and even what they did with Crosshair, especially. Going on to the Outpost. But that Solitary Clone has so many moments that I think are so, you're right about the Clone Wars, but they're so about my state of my perspective on Star Wars right now, and how it's always been. But some of those lines of the clones going, hey, we're not here to talk politics. And that leader of the community going, well, of course you're not. Because if you did, you might change your mind. Because if you did, you might see things differently. But of course you're not. And how that just is so central to a lot of Star Wars. And it's either a show like Andor that comes up and grabs you by the collars and says it's political, or it's a myth, and it makes you just think of the emotions behind the politics. It's not just about our modern view of politics or voting and all this kind of stuff. That's how it translates to our conversations in the real world. But just how you look at the world and how you look at people and how you look at how you care about people or what you're doing, how you analyze your own why. It's why you're doing it. I thought it was so powerful in a show that I, again, could have been like, oh, I bet Cody comes back and he leaves because Cody's a cool dude. And I remember it ended. And I was just like, I just can't believe what I just saw. Just can't believe what I saw.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. A lot of people saying the Outpost too. I absolutely agree with that. I think that was a tribute to clones matter. It was amazing to me to see Crosshair just trying to cling to a corpse of an idea. Almost dark comedy that they were protecting stormtroopers, these skull-like symbols of their own demise and not being valued. And this is when I love Star Wars the most, when it's like so epic and poetic and mythic, but also down to earth, and also this. I have never been a clone soldier forced to protect shipments of the armor that is replacing me, but I still watched that episode and said, I don't want to be Crosshair. The world changes around me, and I want to cling to something that's gone because I can't change,
Yeah. See, there you go. Bad Batch. Almost every week. I mean, it's fair to say every week, but I think because we analyze it, but almost every week, it wasn't just a gut punch. It was just a hey, slow down, think about this, think about what's going on, and it affected us in so many ways.
And final thing I'll say on it for right now is, and it was still joyful because the Bad Batch is a light in the darkness, and there's still those episodes like I can't believe Omega was that charming. I can't believe Tech and Wrecker were that funny. I can't believe Hunter won't make a decision. This is so fun. It was still fun through all that,
Yeah. So it's similar, like with Mando and Grogu, right? The craziest things be happen. Keller and Beck can be spiriting him away from the Jedi Temple that's on fire, and there's still moments where you're like, look at those ears. I think there's some of that all through every Bad Batch episode because they do such a good job with the characters. Wrecker going, yeah, let's take the deal. Yeah. Oh, no. Anytime I try to say do an accent respectfully, but like anytime Omega in this thick of it is like Wrecker, you're just like, oh, my heart's melting. Like there's so much spirit to that gang and that show and that squad. And I just love it every second of it.
A secret mission, a covert mission.